Brown is beautiful. All colors beautiful. But it's not a nationality. And you're not an adjective. So let's get this science popping, man. Got a lot of good things popping off this morning. So keep me in your blessings. Keep me in your positive vibration, Moors. Because if we get this contract, we're going to be in the schools teaching this science to our babies. Letting them know that your history didn't start with slavery. Because that's what they teach most kids. They teach you that. They teach you in slavery. We got to understand, family, when people connotate things to us, they give you a negative connotation of everything. Everything comes from the spectrum of black. And when you in school, I tell you, it's a thing called the reading list. That's why I tell my brothers and my Moors to educate yourself and stop getting caught up in your feelings and your lower self. And when I say scholarship, that's a way to study. They tricked you. They reprogram you. Nothing comes from white. Everything comes from dark. Because come from dark is light. Nothing comes from white, family. You got to understand this science. If science and fire got you in this, science and fire is going to get you out. Don't we understand this? That's why they got you caught up on religion. We got to get in the right thing. Everything comes from black. Everything comes from the black. Everything comes from black. But black is not a nationality. We must understand things and understand the connotation and the context of what I'm speaking, Moors. So no, black is nothing scary with black. Everything comes from the spectrum of black. We got to understand this. We got to understand this. You were taught wrong in school, the color spectrum. I'm not just no Negro with no fez on. I'm a Moor, an educator, a scholar, I'm all that. That's what it is, because I went in the fire. And I'm telling you, I study science. I'm getting my doctorate in Indigenous People Law and Policy. We're supposed to have this in our culture and in our Moorish culture. And I'm telling you right now, as a scientist, as a theosophist, black, everything comes from black. Everything. Everything that has life is black. All the insects has black. Everything is black. The first insect, the first bird is carbon. Everything that has life has carbon. The first mother, everything is God. What are you talking about? That's Mother Nature. What sustains you? Fire, water, wind, earth. Fear. F-E-A-R. Fire, earth, air, river. What do I be talking about every day when I be showing you my charts, everything? We tripping. Quran is knowledge, order, rhythm, astrology, astronomy, nature. Islam, I, self, law, and master. Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. God, generator, operator, destroyer. Boy, biological. Youth, organism. You, your own universe. God, generator, operator, destroyer. I mean, how many times do I have to go over these things, man? We sit up here arguing with people. I'm trying to explain who you are. Who you are. You so caught up in arguing with brothers. And I'm telling we all are one. Fall under the right auspices and study and ask questions. So let's get this prayer going on. I'm a prayer man because man should always pray. But I'm gonna get right to this. I always got to start with our Moorish American prayer. And when I tell brothers and sisters, when you're so caught up in religion, the reason why you don't know the Islam of America, because it's yours and you don't recognize it. I'm not talking about no Arab stuff. I'm talking about Islam in America, what Noble Drew Ali brought to the Americas. It's a difference. This not no Al-Islam. Brother got to stop lying. We are Muslims. We're not no Muslims. If you a Muslim, that's on you. But this ain't no Arabism. We are Muslims. And brother got to stop lying, man. And then if you follow me, when I talk about the Quran, when I do the history, if you understand the pen, everything was connotated. Muhammad ain't white. Them Jews put that in there, Muhammad and white and tall. The original text, if you follow my pages, I give you the writers, they're scholars that tell you Muhammad was short and dark. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't get caught up with people talking that Islam, that Arabism stuff. I say, man, don't come to me with that because I study all law and I'm a historian. I teach this on college campuses. And I'm telling you, The ancient, older books. That's why I say it's a difference from history and ancient history. I don't know what dispensation some brothers be in. Some brothers be in one dispensation, but I'm telling you the dispensation that all scholars know. I don't care if you a Nation of Islam Muslim, whatever. You know the pen. If the pen doesn't match the Carmen Dayton, you must change the pen. Muhammad was not white. The Quran was written in the Midu language, which is an African dialect. You better research this. Their pen tell you that. Their pen, it wasn't written in Arabic first. It wasn't written in Aramaic first. It was written in an African dialect. You better research this, the Midu dialect. Because they changed, because them Europeans didn't want to pray and bow down to a brown Muhammad or a brown prophet. Y'all better get this right, man. Ain't nothing to argue about. History. When Muhammad walked the earth, it was under the Byzantine Empire. He married Khadijah. Khadijah cousin with Weragrai, high priestess. You got to connect the dots, man. I'm not here to talk about nothing or destroy nothing. But when brothers talk about they understand something, you cannot understand something that if you don't understand the original language it was written in. There's no way. Because the Bible, the Quran, wasn't written in English. That's a transliteration. That's a translation. That's a version. If you don't read Ge'ez, Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, you don't know what it's talking about. All you know is what somebody told you it mean in English. So when we talk about your skin, in the Bible it tells you your black skin a curse. In the Quran it tells you your black skin is a curse. Written by Europeans. When you read the Bukhari Hadith. That's what I be telling my brothers that talk about they Muslims under some Arabness. I say, have you read the Bukhari Hadith? What you mean, Brother Bay? I said, read it. And read it all. And ask questions. But you can't. But when you read it, you be like, man, in the Bukhari Hadith, it talks about my black skin. It said my black skin is a curse. It said if I think about a black woman per se, it's an evil omen. It names all Muhammad slaves in the Bukhari Hadith. It said when he lift his arm up, it's white. It said his penis was white. It talks about it. Come on, my brothers, that's Muslims under Arabism. That's what it says. And also in the Christian Bible, that's connotated, written by the Novus Testamentum and the Dionys, the lies. It tell you that your black skin is a curse. But see, we got to get into what's above and what's below. You got to get into what's above and what's below, what things talk about when it's talking about the brown skin. Remember, words is two meanings. Words is two meanings. And so somebody teaching you just the exoteric, which is the outer meaning with facial features, but they're not giving you the esoteric. You must understand both levels to really understand what's something about. Or you get caught excited and run out and misquote something, and when a scholar start telling you, you tuck your tail in. Yeah, Muhammad had dark skin. If you a scholar, if you study, if you take it all the way back, when brothers be saying they scholars and they historians, and then when somebody asks them something and say prove it, the first thing they do is get mad. That's what a religious preacher do. I give you the references, the research, and give it to you and tell you now. Now find it for yourself. Now ask questions. If you follow my lecture yesterday, I gave you all the references. All of it. Yeah, he's black. They know it. Everybody know it. The pen know it. You just don't have the right information. You're just not far back in history. Somebody just giving you a little bit because they don't want you to know. Because that's program learning. And I'm telling you, I'm not under nobody, under no indoctrination. I'm a master. I'm going to adapt. Flat out. Don't nobody tell me a damn thing. Don't nobody tell me what color fez to wear. I wear bonnets, I wear fez, I wear kufi, I wear bonnet, I wear turban. I wear all my head wraps. It's all ours. So you got to know when brothers talk about they under some religion or something, you don't even know what religion you under. When I tell brothers, and I'm going to use gang for example, if you a Crip or a Blood, you ain't just with the parties and stuff. You with the drive-by, you with the shooting, whatever they with. Same thing with your religion. Same thing with your Christianity. Same thing with your Arab Islam. You just can't take a part of the Quran and roll with it. You got to roll with it all. If you read it right, it says the prophet comes from amongst his own people and speaks his own language. I don't know what brother's reading. I really don't. It's nothing to argue. If you read and study and research it, research all the books instead of arguing trying to destroy something. All books have things in it that you must decipher. And I see brothers under organized religion, and they say Muhammad's skin was brown, was black. I thought you was a Muslim. I thought you was under organized religion. I thought you studied. No, somebody telling you something. So why are you under something that nobody even look like you? That's not obeying your forefathers and your foremothers, which the Bible say, which the Quran, because your forefathers and your foremothers had something. There's nothing to argue with, man. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. We Moors respect and study and obey all the laws and the prophets. Come on, man. Let me get into this teaching, man. Because if you follow my yesterday, I'm going to have to redo it because I didn't get a chance to put that lecture on YouTube because I was having technical difficulties. And I explained a lot of stuff for us yesterday. That's why I tell brothers, you must do the research. Don't let nobody sit up here and tell you something that this is more science. And it's just like a religious preacher. Every time you ask them something, they get mad. No one should get mad if they're a scholar and an educator and an adapt. They want you to know for sure. So you can help your people. You just don't go and repeat no B to the S and it can't be proven. That's malpractice. How you say you a doctor, a philosopher, a teacher, and adapt, and you misdiagnosing your own people and you're not willing to correct yourself? That's malpractice. That's malpractice, Moors. When you see the so-called Indian in his turban, you don't call, what do you call him? You don't say he no Muslim, you say that's an Indian. But you see a brother in his turban and fez, oh, that's a Muslim. No, we're Moors. We have a nationality. We study all of the laws and the prophets. If you're a Moor, Allah, Muhammad, Confucius, Buddha, Jesus, which is Yahshua in the Hebrew dialect. Come on, Moors, y'all know what I'm saying. So let's get this science going on. The Moorish race are the extraterrestrials. The black race are the extraterrestrials. And I'm using words I'm making emphasis on words. Remember, when I say black, I'm not saying black as a nationality. I'm saying black as the sustainer. I'm saying black as carbon. Everything that has life is black. You better understand what I'm saying. Because if you take the carbon from me, your black ASS is dead. Drop dead. I don't care if you're an insect, a plant, or whatever. Without carbon, there's no life. We got to understand what's above and below. We got to understand the SO and the XO. You got to understand the SO and the XO. If you don't, you lost. Because you think everything is esoteric with the ES. I mean, with the XO outside, you don't think nothing within. You got to connect the dots. So when you explain something, you got to explain both manifestations. You got to explain what's above is below. You got to explain the constellations, and every constellation have 3 deacons. That's the Last Supper. But you're not connected it. You're looking at some pictures. And that's the constellations. You're not even connecting it because you're so religiously crazy, you're not understanding. Spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge. The context of what I'm saying. The black race are the extraterrestrials. Listen to context of what I'm saying. Listen. The black man and woman have their DNA, or the Moorish woman have their DNA, but I'm trying to be specific to you. To where you use words. You don't let nobody connotate you and make something in law. In law, black is dead because that's not a nationality. Remember that. In law, black is not a nationality. Use your brain, Moors. Use your brain. The black man and woman have their DNA, the ability to understand the seen and the unseen. We have the capabilities to go outside ourselves to a place where religion teaches you that you can only go if you are good here on earth. And this keeps us from being able to see our true purpose in this life that we are traveling upon, Moors. We are the extraterrestrials. And what do I mean by that? Not no damn aliens. When I see people just on YouTube talking dumb stuff about some Anunnaki, that Zachariah Stinson, that pseudo academia. Talk about some aliens. That's BS. That's the Kundalini energy. And I see people quoting this alien stuff. No, that's you. That's us. We the green people. Y'all not even connecting it. You let some European or somebody talk about they a scholar because they got a pseudo and they European. All that's pseudoscience. I broke that Zachariah Stitcher down. That Anunnaki, that's bullcrap. If you read the scriptures right, the Anunnaki was us. The giants that the Europeans was talking about. If you follow my page, if you do the history, if you read and research, if you read the Golden Age of the Moors, it breaks this stuff down. It breaks this stuff down. Read Peter Lambert Wilson, The Sacred Drifts. This all over, man. I don't understand what brothers be talking about. We are the extraterrestrials. And what does that mean? Don't get spooked out, Moors, because watching TV and watching television, you've been programmed into thinking that extraterrestrials are some alien, or an extraterrestrial is some green monster floating around in a spaceship. That's why when you look at the ancient pictures and you be like, ooh, look at these ancient pictures back in the day, they in spaceships. Fool, they showing you it's their thoughts. They're putting their thoughts in pictorial view for you can understand it's my thoughts, not my words or pictures. And you argue around, look at these ancient pictures, they in spaceships. You ain't even getting it. You talk about it's some damn aliens. No, it isn't. What is an extraterrestrial, you may ask? Well, we would have to use etymology. When I say etymology, etymon, in order to break this down into the proper meaning. Extra, the etymon, extra, means that you have something more than something or someone, and terrestrial is one who is the inhabitant of where they geographically live. And we are presently where, Moors? On Earth. Therefore, an extraterrestrial would be one who lives somewhere, obtaining extra abilities or knowledge and wisdom that is superior than most people that are in the geographical area. That's why it's a difference from human and mankind, Moors. Human and mankind. The root to Indian, indigo, man of color, but that's not your nationality. So why are we the extraterrestrials on Earth, you may ask me, Brother Bay? It's because we have in us an element that European people are putting into pills. Follow me, Moors. We talk about science, which you know as what, Moors? Melanin, to keep them balanced with nature, because they are not natural beings. And this is the science. This ain't me. The science says that they are processed by people by way of elemental scientific experiment called genetic engineering. This is not me. You got to be a scientist and put the stuff together and be like, yep, science, human, mankind. You don't understand words. Black people, Moors, copper color races have been special type of melanin. And this is what gives us color or complexion, Moors. This melanin is produced in the pineal gland, which is also referred to as what? The third eye. Once the sun touches this substance, it responds back to us in a way that forces the sun to give us energy. You hear me, Moors? Are you listening to me? And it keeps every cell in our body in a cosmic rhythm or a 360. You see our tassel going 360. That's why we don't bend it down like the Europeans. Degrees of communication with other planets and the things in nature. This is what makes us phototromorphic people, because we convert sunlight into energy. European people, heterotrophic people, meaning that they cannot convert sunlight into energy due to the lack of special type of melanin. And that's why they are more, special type of melanin. And that's why they are more healthier in the dark, damp areas. And this is also why they have to put on sunblock to block out the radiance of that information that only those with souls can retain or observe. We all are spiritual beings, don't get me wrong, with elements that are pre-encoded within our DNA, but we live on Earth, a third dimensional realm, which is ran by soulless beings, Moors. The soulless beings are known as the Europeans or the white race. Just facts. When you understand science, that's why I tell brothers, truth hurts. Surgery hurts sometimes, but it's necessary. This is written. This ain't got nothing to do with no races. This is science. These people are a hybrid species. And that's why I say they always try to write themselves in the history books. They try to tell you a hybrid. So when you look up hybrid, look down all the way down. And that explains exactly what it is. Don't get mad at me. See, don't let nobody connotate you. Hybrids. Research what a hybrid is. Go on, when you look up the word hybrid, they ain't talking about no car. Go all the way down and look at it. They have no history, nor have any of them experienced the crossing over into the fifth dimension, Moors. Why is that? Well, the horizon of their thinking is incomprehensible beyond who they are, Moors. Well, the horizon of their thinking is comprehensible beyond who they are. Number one, anything voided of a soul is not natural, nor can it go anywhere and exist with that which is natural, unless it is on the third dimension, because the third dimension is an illusion place where you can act and look natural, but not necessarily be natural, and the fifth dimension has no illusion. It is the creator of all things with soul, and only that with soul can attain to its jurisdiction where it resides. So let me go back to Eddie Mon. Moors, you got to stop letting somebody tell you dumb crap. Human, mankind. I just told you, soul, melanin. Human has something to do with color. Human, mankind. Indian, the etymology, indigo. I'm telling you, man. Papyrus, the metaphysical of religion. The metaphysics of religion. Let's go there. We're going to go here. What is religion? Again, we have to use etymology to break it down so that we can interpret and understand its existence, Moors. The R-E, the re in religion means something that has been or to do again. And religion is a cultural system and a way of living under beliefs and morals played under something created by man. So what is religion, you may ask me, Brother Bay? Religion is something that has been copied from or has been done in a system in the past and is used as a way of culture under someone else or under another system to try to mirror what is copied, Moors. And anything that has been copied is not the original. It is only a reintroduction under someone else's system. Religion is not only a device mechanism amongst the people, but the people who participate in it are one-minded due to what their scriptures say. When you read the Bible, it takes you away from being able to seek other knowledge, because it is the God that the Bible who says, seek me and only me. This is a God that gives a character by the name of Moses' 10 Commandments, in which one says, thou shalt not kill. Yet God murders one people in the book than Satan himself, Moors. Some people may say, well, that's because he is God and he can do anything. That's what, and I tell my my brother that Hebrew Israelites, how can you be a Hebrew Israelite, you say, and you read the King James Version, and when you get the Holy Name Bibles, right in the preface, it tell you that those names were frowned upon. G-A-W-D in English, G-O-D, the God many. You better read this stuff. Well, if we state this standard of morals that you set where you can create laws to say don't break them, but you can break them yourself, that don't even make sense. It explains to me why Christians do what they do. It's more Christians, and I did the stats. You can do the stats. It's more Christians in prison for murder, and they justify it by saying, well, I'll ask for forgiveness and God will forgive me. Well, if that's the case, I keep telling brothers, Roman Catholic and catechism is the same thing as Christianity. Y'all got to know this. Y'all got to know this, man. I don't care about your feelings. Of course, because you are following the same God, G-O-D, D-A-W-D, which in your Holy Name Bible, my Hebrew Israelites, that was frowned upon. Y'all got to read and study. That's why I say you want to hide something from a Negro, NBC, Negro, black, color, African American, put it in the history. All we'll do is argue what somebody told them. God murders in the passages you can refer to: Hosea 9:11-16, Ezekiel 9:5-7, Exodus 12:29-30, Jeremiah 51:20-26, Leviticus 26:21-22, Isaiah 13:15-18, Judges 15:14-15, 1 Samuel 15:2-3, Jeremiah 15:1-4, Ezekiel 35:7-9. And then you have to also look at the contradictions in the Bible. passages to refer to in the scripture. God is satisfied with his works. That's what it says in Genesis 1 and 31. But then God is dissatisfied with his works in Genesis 6 and 6. God is never tired and never rests in Isaiah 40 and 28. And God is tired and rests in Exodus 31 and 17. God is everywhere present and sees and knows all things. Proverbs 15 and 3. Psalms 139, 7 and 10. Job 34, 22, 21. God is not everywhere and does not see all. And does not see and know all things. Genesis 11 and 5. Genesis 18, 20 and 21. Genesis 3 and 8. God is the author of evil. Lamentations 3 and 38. Jeremiah 18 and 11. Isaiah 45 and 7. Amos 3 and 16. Ezekiel 20 and 25. See, I read all texts. This is just a few of the scriptures, but there are many more contradictions there in the book. Even before you open the Bible, it clearly states that it was translated out of its original version, meaning that it is not original, Moors. It's not original. Just like mankind is not original. Human. When you go to the first book of the Bible, in which Genesis said this is the first book, but that's not. It's Exodus. But we're not even going to go there. If you take away the SIS from the word of Genesis, what is it? It becomes gene, Gene. When you go to the schools of theology here in America, they tell you that Adam, which is Atom, and Eve are a little over 60,000 years old. Yet the pyramids in Africa and Egypt are over 132,000 years old. See, this is the stuff I destroyed when I graduated with my master's in Christian education and Christian leadership from the European Pseudo Academia. I graduated from Grand Canyon Universities with honors, and I stood on my square. They couldn't deny it. They couldn't deny it, Moors. That's why I'm telling you. So why? So who built the pyramids? But the Europeans, Zachariah Stinson, all these Europeans that say some aliens, some Anunnakis. See? They'll tell you some damn alien created this. Some goofball, even our own people. Oh man, that's Anunnaki. Those aliens built this. You got to be a fool. You got to be a fool. Not only that, but there is a European anthropologist by the name of Professor Leakey who navigated the earth to look for the origin of the first people. He said he went into Europe and other so-called European countries and could not find any evidence of life. But when he reached Ethiopia, Africa, he found the bones of a woman that is over 2 million years old. Yet Adam and Eve were only 60,000 years old, Moors. That is invalid and against the laws of time, mathematics, when calculating such things. That's why I tell you, reading the Bible, you reading the Quran, that's gematria, mathematics. I keep telling you, we did this, and you say you don't like education, you don't like history, you don't like science, you don't like biology, you don't like reading, you don't like linguistics, you don't like etymology. You ain't no damn Moor. You a Negro. Flat out. I'm using the words that you identify with. What's up, my nigga? What's up, dog? What's up, cuz? Black power. Man, get out of here with that crap. Black is beautiful, but it ain't no nationality. Flat out, man. We are spiritual elements. You are everything in the universe. Moors, copper-colored races. Whenever you reside in what you are, you reside on earth. Therefore, you must study the elements of the earth because this is what's in you. And when you study the elements and understand the elements of the earth, you will be studying yourself to know who and what you are. Right now, Moors, we can say the earth is wobbly. Why? Because the earth is in a shift taking place in the solar system, which is in turn is causing a shift in the solar system. Our solar system of those who have souls in this third dimension, Moors. Are you following me? If you follow me, tell me, speak to me, say Ashe, tell me something. It is a few of us extraterrestrials keeping it level due to the information and constant communication to the constellation systems in the realms with the other galaxy Moors. If not for this, the unconscious would cease to exist, therefore making those who keep it afloat their guides or extraterrestrial savers. That's right. God, Allah, Yahweh, I don't give a damn what you call him, does not exist. You heard me? It's within. I just use it as a way of communicating with those who are conditioned in religion. Talk to me. The word God in its meaning, I gave it to you. I gave it to you. G-O-D, generator, operator, destroyer. In its meaning and context that we use it today is only 500 years old. How you use it today. And the world, as a few know, has no age. The world has no age. People talk about who the first man. The world has no age. Which makes us ask, what were we worshiping before that 500-year period, Moors? We were worshiping ourselves, Moors. You let somebody bring you something and put God in a man. You can let somebody put a figure God in a man. And I keep asking you, what's sustainability? Huh? Don't you see? You see what you think that means? Fire, water, wind, earth. I don't know what y'all talking about. Sustainability. You take it away, you dead. You dead. So a brother asked me, because I tell brothers, I get a lot of questions. He was like, what should we be worshiping? I laugh. And I say, man, if you ask me that, that's a problem. Why worship anything is the question I'm asking you. Follow me when I go here, Moors. What is the animal worship? They don't read books or pray, yet they are in perfect harmony with nature and the universe. Follow me what I'm saying, Moors. That's because they survive off anything that is produced or manifested in the universe. You understand what I'm saying? So if we Moors, all our brothers and sisters are connected to the universe. So we should be operating on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The plants, the animals, we should be connected to the earth. How we eat. That's why we all messed up. That's why we all fat and ugly at a young age. We talk about this. Salt is the main killer. You eating salt and sugar. You eating all GMO. You eating generated modified organisms. You talk about, man, this seedless stuff. You can't get no fruit, vegetable without no seed, fool. You go into the restaurants and the chicken tastes like gum because it's fake. They've been cloning since the 40s. How can you get what they call farm raised? I don't care, whatever, healthy, whatever, seedless. You can't get no fruit vegetable. It's seedless. That's GMO. That's made in a laboratory. It's fake. I said to the brother that we should worship everything. Listen to me, Moors. I said to the brother, I said we Moors. What we study? All other than the prophets. I just gave it to you. Yahshua, which is Jesus, Muhammad, Confucius, Buddha. We study metaphysics. We study astrology, anthropology. We study it all. Law. That's why we're supposed to have people with specific education and credentials in this walk of life. So when we need things, we go to our brethren. We don't go to court and you got some European defending you in court and I'll be laughing at Moors going to court. I said, man, you finna get molested because one, you in the wrong jurisdiction. You in civic court. Fool, you ain't even in federal court, dum-dum. I'm talking about law. I ain't talking about, ain't no such thing as no damn Moors law. Moors, we don't even supposed to be in court. If you operating right, there's no reason for you to go to court. If all your stuff is in the right jurisdiction, living trust, putting things in the right perspective, understanding about things, understanding about your right persona, understanding about people, you can represent yourself. Y'all don't even get this. Y'all don't even get this. Y'all don't even get this, man. But I said to him that we should worship everything and that everything sustains you or anything that sustains life. Right, Moors? Water is the spiritual life bearer. Air is your defense against suffocation. Earth is your teacher of foundation. Fire is the soul of our energy. When you combine these four elements, it becomes what, Moors? Melanin, which is at the seat of the soul, Moors. Are you following me? If you follow me, say you understand. Tell me something, because I can stop. Tell me something. That's the problem. We don't say nothing. If you don't understand something, you should ask questions. But in church, what we do, amen, you don't understand. You should be asking questions. You should have your opinion. You should be writing this stuff down so you can make sure it's right. So you can research the researcher. So you can tell your baby. So you can stand strong in your square like, baby, we ain't no slaves. Your history didn't start in no 1700. You're not black. You don't even know about the biggest war in the world was the history of the reign of Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. When they told them brothers, take them fez off them Negroes. Take them turbans off them Negroes. Take them sandals off them Negroes. And tell them they from Africa. And tell them Negroes all from Africa. And y'all not even looking at land maps. When I talk about the cartographer, when I say Judah had 4 names back then, the cartographer wrote a map for 2 goddamn old English rulers. And he told you that the slave ships came from Judah. Come on, man. Y'all got to notice that outer Africa is B to the S. 40,000 years before that outer African mess, you had the Aboriginals in Australia. I told you that Alex Haley, that bull crap roots, that mess fake. He stole that. That's plagiarized from a book called The African by this European called Colander. Research the stuff, man. Research the stuff. He lied. His Kales wasn't no damn Kunta Kinte. That mess made up. Made up. And we are from Africa. You think a whole bunch of thousands of people packed on a ship of sardines coming from one continent to the other with about 15 to 20 Europeans, all these people, and everybody ain't died? You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. Everybody would have been dead. You were already here in America, shipped other places. Negro. These are the elements in which you should give reference and honor to, because this is what sustains your life. Doesn't your holy books tell you that God is the sustainer? Right, Moors? Right, my Christians? God is the sustainer. We talk about Moriscos and Moriscos, Morianos, conquest and reconquest. Come on, man. God is the sustainer. Well, this is what you study and honor. Not a God that man made up for his own purpose and agenda, Moors. Soul is frequency and energy. See, I speak the language of the spirits and souls, as I say again, because this is what the unconscious understands more. So when I use words, when I say Ashe, when I burn my sage, when I do things, when I say I do my rituals, this ain't no play. When I say Ashe, when I say Shalom Alakim, and I want my brother to say Alakim Shalom back to me, that's peace be upon you, Moors. When people say Assalamu Alaikum, Walaikum Assalam, you thinking they telling you some crazy stuff. You don't understand language. When we say Islam to brothers, we don't understand like that ain't got nothing to do with no Arab or no Arabic. I'm telling you. Soul and spirit is nothing but frequency and energy. Every thought and everything in it is carbon and copper. Carbon and copper. That is equal up to energy. I'm telling you, that's why I tell Morris, copper, it's certain things you don't even understand. Silver, it's certain things that you don't even understand. The tiger's eye, when we talk about the talisman, it's certain things that people did, but they strip you from stuff and they use it. We talk about science, stuff that works. How you think we move things? Vibrations, bass lines, rhythms. Why you think certain music make you feel good? Y'all don't get this. Well, y'all don't get this. Y'all don't understand about the bass line when I say vibrations. Earth, Wind, and Fire, they tell you, man, we on vibrations. Y'all ain't catching it, man. We musically inclined. What wavelength you operating on? If you ain't on my vibration, I ain't dealing with you. I can care less. I can care less, man. I ain't in this for no dollar. Can't nobody sell me out. Can't nobody give me no money to sell my soul. I talk boldly and proud. Yes, I'm a Moor. I'm a Moor. And I study all the laws and the prophets. I'm a theosophist. I'm a Sufi. I'm a philosopher. You see what I'm saying? Everything is energy. There is no God but that which distributes all life, which is cosmic rhythm of the solar system, Moors. Every star is a soul waiting to be manifested in the third dimension. Vehicle, meaning what? Our body. Our body. Like water, it takes on its higher and lower self. It exits no matter what. It got to come out. It got to come out, whether hot or cold. Just like when I tell you about the thermostat, Morris, and I'm using this as an analogy. Do you think the thermostat got to go outside itself for hot and cold? No. What degree is it hot and cold? I ain't the one of that. I'm just telling you. It's all within. It's all within. We got to get with the source. It either freezes or evaporates. Whether it freezes or evaporates, it still exists. It still exists. It can never cease to exist, Morris. No matter its form. No matter its form. That's why we say fire, ice, liquid, vapor, all the same. All the same, Morris. That's a unity. You can't have one without the other, Morris. Y'all arguing over dumb stuff. This plane of life that we live in is only an illusion. You arguing over stuff that's an illusion. I see Hebrew Israelite arguing on the corner with European brother. Oh, you here to do this. Man, y'all all Moors. Y'all all Moors. If you're a Hebrew, why you don't speak Hebrew? Why you not using the Hebrew language of your Messiah? If your Messiah came for you, why are you using the name of Europeans? If the Messiah come from amongst you, my Hebrew Israelite brothers, you saying he's black and he's this and other, well, why are you using the name that was given? Why are you not using the Hebrew name? The name that was identified when he walked the earth, per se. If I say I'm a Hebrew and I believe in that and we walk the earth and we are Hebrews, you better not call me Jesus or some guy. We got a dialect. Right, Morris? Come on. And when he walked the earth, he was Yeshua. And Jesus said, y'all don't understand. That's the name that was widely accepted. But you should be studying. You should be studying your language. English is not our language. English is a perverse Greek language. But y'all don't even get it because you don't even know what language you spoke. It doesn't exist. And it only exists because you are contracted to something that is part of it, which is the body. We are not in male or female form. We are in a vibrational form of the universal substance. The sons today are newborn, Moors. The binary sons have been resting, now beginning to rise to make those without souls extinct. You got to follow me. I said the earth is shifting. I'm telling you. Every thought is energy, which can bring to life or manifestation that which doesn't exist. I heard a brother with that pseudo doctrine, albinos are not black. You got to be the dumbest fool in the world. You got to be the dumb, and I'm going to say this, you got to be the dumbest Negro, black, African American in the world to say some dumb stuff like that. A car is, if a car don't come out with no paint, that's just a chemical flaw. It got two wheels, eyes, everything. So for instance, I have a brother, my mama have a brother, we come out. We still brothers, we still Moors per se. He just don't have the pigment. We still family. You not understanding it. You not understanding it. On this planet Earth, you can bring to life that which is dead. All you have to do is speak one name. When I say Ashe, what you think Ashe mean? What do you think Ashe mean, Moors? That's why they didn't want us to do things together. That's why when you were slaves, they didn't want you to even talk to other people in different slave camps. Because they know when we came together, we vibration, man. We move things. Frequency. The more sincere you are in speaking, the more sincere you are in speaking, Moors. The more you sincere are in speaking, you are in speaking it, the more clearer you bring that one back to life. Hell no, a European can't make no albino. That's why I tell you, the color spectrum, you've been tricked in school. I keep telling you, I teach this on college campuses. That color spectrum they teach you in school is all pseudo. Everything comes from dark. Come from dark is the light. Come on, man. We got to know this. The etheric body begins 3 inches beyond the body as a web of energy. Her web is our innermost layer, beginning at the spine, which is the cells of the Earth's solar system, Moors, and is also known as the pre-physical body, Moors. It is an electromagnetic vibratory field that shields and energizes and denses physical body and integrates us with the Earth's energy field, Moors. It fluctuates continuously in response to the vibrational waves around it, Moors. The etheric body is known as the soul. It is the soul which is the womb that digests the unseen information, which is frequently given by the universe when it is vibrating at the highest frequency. When your physical body is shut down from sleep, the electricity in you flows at a straight, calm rhythm to keep you connected to the third dimension, which is the earth, while you may be what? Somewhere unconsciously or consciously in tune with information that enters into your DNA by the way of what, Moors? Your pineal gland, your third eye. You think you asleep when you sleep? Your third eye is still awake. This is why your melanin is produced more dominant while you are in a presence of deep sleep, Moors. People talk about you grind, you don't get no sleep. Fool, you better get your sleep. You better get your sleep. You better get your sleep. You need your sleep. You listen, oh, I don't get no sleep. You the fool. I didn't tell you don't get your sleep. You're supposed to be connected to what's above. You're supposed to be connected to what's above. You get your sleep. Other people, Europeans, and I call them vampires, the ones, have knowledge of this. And this is why they are interested. They are interesting, relentless spirits. When I say GMO, we got to understand what genetically modified organism is. Oh, I take it into science. I just told you, human and mankind. You don't get mad with me. You don't know science. I keep telling you, this ain't nothing racist. Or you know, this is science. Science shows you it's the difference from human and mankind. Do your research. Science showed you what comes from nature, seedless from the earth, and what is GMO, genetically modified organisms. What you putting in your body, fake stuff. Into the foods to keep your melanin suppressed from being able to heal you. I keep telling you more, what's your arcana? We don't need no damn vitamins. All we need is minerals. Where's minerals? From the earth. If you interpret your scriptures right, your Quran right, your Bible, Christians, you understand what the Hebrew diet is. We go by that, Moors. I know y'all know this. Oh, you don't know this because you just going on what somebody telling you. And I ain't finna go. I give you the history. I give you the knowledge. We go off a Hebrew diet. Hebrews and Moors are families. You better get it right. The soul is nothing more than electricity or frequency, which exists on a higher electromagnetic magnitude of energy, which gives a higher rhythm and a natural and healthier connection to its sustainers that you know of, for which is what? Air, water, earth, fire. I say fear, fire, air, earth, river. These four, when put together, is the ingredient, Moors, of carbon, which is melanin. Are you following me? Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me, man, because I think I'm wasting my breath. We following stuff and arguing with it. I'm telling you, research everything I say. I ain't here to convert nobody. I know who I am. I'm a Moor. I ain't no Christian under no European Christian codes. I'm have a nationality. Now your religion, when we say we study out our own fig tree, we obeying our forefathers and our foremothers. Not going on your own, doing your own damn thing. Got to be crazy. It's my thoughts, not my words. You let somebody else interpret the scripture to you, keeping you under their dogmatic religion. Melanin is what makes up or compromise the black holes. Follow me? The black holes. I told you, everything comes from black. Out from dark come the light, not vice versa. You let somebody get you with connotated stuff because they're not historians, they're not scholars, they're not scientists, they're Negroes with fezes on. I got to keep it 100 with you. We're studiers, man. We build bridges, not walls. If we are Moors and we're walking right, we're supposed to have the same information. If not, you're under a religious dogma. You're either a Christian or Arabism, Muslim, Al-Islam, or you a Christian under Europeanism, flat out. But melanin is what makes up or compromises the black holes throughout the cosmos. It being the cosmic substance, which is dark matter, Moors. It is the essence of an infinite intelligence and the very fabric of space itself, Moors. Did you know that NASA uses a synthetic form of melanin to cover the entire undercovering of the space shuttle when entering higher facilities of the heavens or the universe? Did you know this, Moors? Did you know this? I hope you do. No, you don't. You're just religiously crazy. All of the wiring and the technological things are covered with melanin, so that the heat that is generating from these objects being hurled into the atmosphere through the ionosphere can tolerate the heat and come out on the other side of space without exploding. Do you hear me, Moors? Do you hear me, Moors? That's why we, as Moors, and I'm using the word because I got to get the context, as black, carbon 666, as carbon people, tolerate the heat of the sun, which uses the element melanin to convert sunlight into energy, because we are phototrophic beings. Phototrophic beings. That's why I tell you, you need 2 hours of sunlight. You letting a European or pseudoscience tell you about yourself. That's why I be laughing. When you go to the doctor, you sicker than what you are, because you ain't even in tune with yourself. You ain't even in tune with yourself. You need 2 hours of that natural sunlight, of that natural vitamin D. Most people in the northern parts, my family in Michigan, in the northern areas, most of us, copper color races, you are vitamin D deficient. Research it, because you're not getting enough sunlight, natural. That's why I said you got to be in tune with the nature. You ain't no more if you ain't in tune with the nature. I don't care what you are. Just as natural plants has the chlorophyll as their melanin, which they use as photosynthesis to help convert sunlight to energy to grow. Melanin absorbs the heat and dissipates it, actually allowing it to become a friction interaction with the combustion. The combustion takes place, Moors. That's why we as Moors, as copper colored races, as carbon-based people, are able to be at the center of the earth, at the equator, in pure intense heat, Moors, in temperatures of 110 degrees. Log back on, because it's about to go off, so we're going to get part 2 and we done. Peace. Yep, we going to part 2 right now, fam. Yep.